Assalamualaikum. Welcome to Go Sit by DOPStv. I'm Sue Lim and I'm here with my friends today to discuss about over-idolization of spiritual figures. What's wrong with me? Okay, so the question is for this segment is, can Islam be self-taught? I really do wish that Islam was like a math problem, 1 + 1 = 2, but it's not. And I really do think, I do feel, in my opinion, that it's a community thing. We cannot teach Islam. We can't teach Islam to ourselves. We need opinions, we need because sometimes we can be biased on ourselves and just like say, okay, I like the way that sounds, let me follow that. And I really think that because of the way society is nowadays and how like our time isn't the same as back in the day when the Quran first came out.
Exactly.
It's not the same.
Yeah, I definitely think that you need a guide, someone who is there to help you navigate things, answer your questions. But I don't think that even though with a guide that you can't ask questions and debate with your guide. It's not his word is the last word or her word is the last word. So I think it's really important to have a teacher.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think we should have actually more than one teachers to really just understand it further and deeper, because like you said, one teacher could have one opinion and then it could relate to you, but seeking knowledge, you really need to go back to real knowledge, like pure knowledge, because there could be many things out there. For example, if we Google something, you don't even know whether that's for real. Is that the real basis of what this ayat means or this hadith means? So it is important to go and seek knowledge from different teachers, I feel.
Yeah.
And
but what happens is that sometimes I've experienced this where some people they actually pick and choose what they choose to hear,
like shopping for fatwa sort of thing.
Yeah, like they decide that, I don't like what that sheikh says, so I'm not gonna take that from them, and then they create their own Islam, and that's why we can't self-teach.
That's the danger, right?
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, Islam is so vast. Not one person can possibly hold all of the knowledge in their one brain, right? Exactly. And looking for a teacher, like what you're hinting at, is so crucial, because that person is going to steer you kind of, at least part of your life, down a certain path. So, for me, when I'm choosing a teacher, I don't know about you guys, but I remember there's a story of, one of the main scholars of Islam, where his mother had sent him to, learn with another big scholar. I was thinking that it has to be Imam Shafi, but I don't remember. I think it was his mother who sent him to Imam Maliki to learn, but she told him to actually learn from the adab first, not the knowledge first. It was adab. So like when I heard that, I was like, it's true. If you can't even you cringe every time this person talks, and they're not speaking in a way that softens your heart and opens your brain, how can you take knowledge from that? And then on top of that is their aqidah. What is their aqidah? Are they teaching the correct aqidah? Because you don't want that part, because that part is going to affect whether you get to Jannah or not, right?
Exactly.
So then there is kind of like a process of elimination and kind of like a selection process. We want a teacher because we know that we need one, but also there's also the element of us using our own, common sense. Common sense about whether what they're saying feels right or not. I mean, we have a fitra, right?
Yes. Right.
So there will be this hey, something's not right. And that's how you kind of go about it.
I mean, we question things that we don't understand or that, like you said, don't feel right. And I think any teacher that you choose to follow is going to have enough respect to be able to answer your questions and help you along that path. Because things are confusing.
Not only you have to look at adab, you have to look at that person's aqidah, but now you have to also consider whether what they're speaking about is based on evidence, true evidence or not. Exactly. Because look, we all get these reminders on WhatsApp and stuff, and there's hadith, and I've actually checked several times, it's a wrong hadith. So you can even sometimes.
But that's when they ask, is a variety of so many teachings a good or a bad thing? I mean, is it? Because I mean, we have so many resources and so many websites out there. If you guys know of, like when if you do question yourself about something, you're just like, okay, let me look it up. But there's so many different answers for it. How do you know? Like, how do you figure out?
I think you said it earlier, like we all have our own fitra, because certain things that we learn from a teacher, I mean, some may sound like they're saying something that really rings, I mean, within us, and therefore it's like, it's our duty to also, do the whole process of elimination, like whether that's right or wrong.
Real life story, okay, real life story. Okay, when I was going through my polygamy, I always have to mention that. Because I had such a life experience with my polygamy story. Like, I was so confused about everything. Like, I went on the internet searching, like, this fitra, like my fitra was saying something's not sitting right. Something, I feel terrible about what happens. But all I could get back at with websites and everything, that it was halal. Like, polygamy is halal. That's all I got from it. And I was like, okay, like, and then that's why my life got so confusing at one point, was because of the fact that even though I was going through something that felt bad, I had websites, I have sheikhs and scholars and aunties or whatever, uncles saying it's halal. And then I was just like, well, something's wrong, but they didn't go in depth with it. I couldn't find any other experiences from like polygamy, of like how people felt, of how, in this society, how they handle things like this. That's why I had such a rough time.
I think I really feel for your situation when I watch your video, but maybe not for you, but this is why I feel like you do have to have like one sheikh that you trust and refer to, because there is so much.
I feel like I had that.
Yeah, that's why I said maybe it's not for you. But I think that for a lot of us, we do have that one reference, because it is confusing. There are a lot of opinions out there, and there's multiple opinions that could be correct. And let's face it, when it's something on the internet, it's quite cookie cutter. It's not like exactly for your situation. Nobody knows your situation except for yourself and Allah.
Okay guys, we're gonna have to wrap it up. But when we come back, we're gonna have Elisa tell us a very personal story.
Imam from another country that was chatting with me about other topics at that time, and I had approached him to see if he could do the translation, and he said that he could. Now, so I put him into our work team, and everything was going okay until a few things happened.
Did you guys enjoy that?
Because we definitely enjoyed our discussion.
And if you like more,
tune in to Go Set.
Only on DOPStv.